FluoRender tutorial. High dynamic range rendering. In this video, we demonstrate how to enable high dynamic range rendering, or HDR, in FluoRender. HDR rendering provides a wider range of brightness, allowing easy adjustments for stunning visualizations. You will need an NVIDIA graphics card, an HDR display, and Windows 10 to enable this feature. This video is supposed to be watched on an HDR-enabled TV or display. To enable HDR on Windows 10, right-click on the desktop and select Display Settings. Select your main display and look for an entry called Windows HD Color. Check if Play HDR games and apps can be enabled. If not, it means your system does not support HDR. Go ahead and enable the HDR settings. The display may temporarily go blank when the HDR settings are changed. Confirm and keep HDR settings when the display resumes. You should notice that the display now has an increased brightness and contrast with more vivid colors. Close the display settings. Now, go to the folder where FluoRender is installed and look for the setting file called fluorender.set. Open and edit the file using a text editor. Scroll down the content of the setting file and look for an entry called Pixel Format. To enable HDR for FluoRender, you need to set all color bits to 16. Once that is done, save the file and close the text editor. Now, FluoRender can be launched in HDR mode. We load an example of 3 channels to observe the results. With HDR enabled, some color settings can go beyond the normal range. For example, we can set the luminance to a higher number without clipping bright signals. An HDR display can show color brightness greater than 1.0 in its internal floating point representation. Double-click the luminance setting to apply it to all channels. HDR rendering also allows a wider range of the output adjustments. Notice that the output luminance can be further increased on top of the large luminance setting in each channel's properties. When you set the background color to white, which is 1.0, 1.0, 1.0 in HDR rendering, it in fact looks gray, because brighter whites are allowed and can be shown. HDR rendering allows visualization of fine details that were either impossible or difficult to adjust previously. To present variations in ultra-high brightness regions, HDR may shift color mapping to preserve details. Use a single channel as an example. We see very bright green colors turn into yellow. You may use the output adjustments to either take advantage of this phenomenon or avoid it when it is unwanted.